Okay, cool. Jacob, what's up, man? Welcome to the summit. Glad to have you.
Thanks for having me, man. It's been a while since I've seen that beautiful face in person or virtually in person, I guess.
Something, yeah, one of the two. One of the two's got to give, man. I was really looking forward to getting over to the new setup, B.A.R. recovery, especially this past year for me. Parasympathetic life has been a huge goal, but here we are, different times.
It is, man. Spacebar right now is just sitting vacant. We'll talk a lot about the different businesses that we have going on and kind of what we've had to do to adapt during this COVID-19 crisis. But yeah, man, I would love to have seen you in person under different circumstances in that ice bath over at the Spacebar. That'll be nice, man.
We will soon for sure, man. But real quick, introduce yourself. Who are you and what do you do in the world?
Yeah, so my name is Jacob Saldaña. I'm the co-founder of the B.A.R Superfood Cafes. We have 5 different locations open, 2 in Seattle area, and then 3 down here in Los Angeles, Orange County area. Also founded and created the Spacebar Wellness, which is create space to breathe, adapt, and recover. It's a wellness center kind of geared towards building resiliency through ice baths, saunas, different performance breathing protocols, and just kind of a different take on self-care. And then also, we really wanted it to be kind of a community vibe. You in the fitness industry, we see a lot of small personal training groups, and we wanted to bring that element to the Spacebar so that people can come and do these types of self-care, but as a group, and have that level of accountability from a coach and then also the community. Then also own a couple Anytime Fitness gyms as well. So, across the board, all of our businesses are in the health and wellness space. Some that are, greatly affected by COVID-19, due to forced closures. So it's been a journey, man. It's been a journey over the past month, and it's just been kind of one, just like everybody else, we don't have the information. We're getting this information from our governors, and trying to adapt as we can. And it's just been kind of one blow after another, man. But we're still here. I'm currently in Sunset Beach, California, at one of our locations that we've kind of pivoted to be a little bit more of a to-go pickup cafe. Yeah. So, doing our best to still be here and support our community.
And yeah, ever since meeting you, like over a year now, man, you all have had such a strong pulse on your community, whether it's been up in Seattle, down here in Southern California, in and out of the shops, in and out of your wellness retreats, in and out of your beach workouts. It's very obvious that you all not only offer great products, great services, but man, you bring people together. And right now that's unfortunately not possible, or most people aren't able to do it in the way that we're used to. So I'm curious, man, someone who has built really kind of like their community aspect, their community identity, their business around bringing people together, all making the best damn acai bowls in the space for sure, but also, workouts and just.
You said it.
They're great. They're great. Someone who's kind of made that their model and way of living. I'm really curious, you being a brick and mortar kind of facility, what's that really like? Because a lot of people that we've had on the summit so far, and we'll continue to talk to, a lot of them already have stronger online presences in terms of that's where they work and operate. I know you all do too, but I'm just curious, how's the brick and mortar world doing right now?
Honestly, it's been a challenge, man. Like when we set up these actual business models, in like this location, that I'm standing in, you can see this whole little seating area set up just like a coffee shop, would be. And coffee shops are places to gather and for you to, have a discussion over a cup of coffee. And we wanted that same vibe with our acai bowls, and the coffee side of the B.A.R too. So when we built this out, we took on more space than other little acai shops or juice bars would typically do, because we consciously decided that this is how we want this place to be delivered. We don't want you to be in a rush, come and get your bowl and bounce. We want you to sit down here and have a conversation with your friends. So from that being said, it is just a different vibe in here, man. Like we've had to lay nearly all of our employees off. So, it's me bouncing around from the different locations and being down here and holding down the fort. And it's just a different vibe. Even though we're doing a decent amount of volume, like on the weekends, we are still, it's just a different, like a completely different setup. And where, I'm hiding in the back making things and people are just coming up and picking up and going. There's no interaction beyond a drive-through window kind of situation. And
Yeah.
although there's a few dollars coming in the door, it's nowhere near touching our expenses or our hard costs. And it's just it's just really different.
You really kind of show me, since knowing you, that you have like an ability to kind of just roll with the punches, whether it's creating something new, whether that's building something new, going with a different event, a different project, a different online presence. How are you adapting right now? Like, other than just kind of holding the line, which we all are doing in our own lives and businesses and for our family, but in terms of adapting, like, where do you really see, man, the opportunity? Like, where are you pivoting? Where are you going to go from here?
Yeah. So a lot of it is trying to take and bring that community online as much as we can. And we've done some of that. We put in some of the legwork to do that, whether it's through our activity tracker that we use, as well as, as like a rewards program.
Yeah.
People,
Yeah.
using their wearables to count their steps and being able to basically cash those steps in for dollars off at the cafe. So just trying to double down on some of that and create some programs to offer our customers and our clients through that. So Space.Bar, again, we were barely open maybe 6 weeks prior to the shutdown.
Yeah.
So like just with that one example, and the differences between across our different locations. When we talk about building community, I didn't really realize, a lot of it just seems like talk in the industry. Oh, you need community. It's what everyone is forcing down your throats. But when these types of things hit you, it is a real world example of what community can do, or the lack of community will create, right? So it's like the locations that we've had open, the ones that we've had open for some time, and we've been able to build rapport. People know me, I know them. It has, when you're looking at the revenue from us staying open, those places are still surviving. The new place in Pasadena, the B.A.R in Pasadena, as well as Space.Bar, had barely 6 weeks to get anything going. So there was literally no community around us. And there's nothing happening there. We've tried to keep those locations open as long as we could, doing pickup stuff. And it was just, there's no support there. So, when we talk about building community, it is crucial, very crucial to kind of keep things going. Just as you support them, they're there to support you in times of struggle like this. Really just trying to hang on to a presence, so Space.Bar is putting together, kind of a 4-week program of wellness and resiliency. So we're going to be taking people through different breathing sessions, as well as some mobility work, and then getting people comfortable to the cold showers, and get them kind of still thinking about building resiliency. But just like anybody else is trying to put out valuable content in order to keep our community alive and keep them moving forward, continuing to move forward.
You're someone, particularly with the Space.Bar, tapping into the parasympathetic, tapping into those kind of the unsexy things that people maybe don't like about, training and health and wellness, the things that honestly hurt, they sting a little bit, they cause a little bit of discomfort, but the somewhat immediate benefits and even the long-term benefits are irrefutable. So how would you kind of advise someone now to like lean into this uncomfortableness, lean into the ice bath of life that is quarantine, lean into that workout that's just going to leave you dying on your kitchen floor right now because you've done push-ups out the ass? How can we lean into this discomfort right now, man?
I think just taking a holistic approach and having, widening the lens on your health practice. So much we associate with our health and fitness as just physical fitness, and we're not
true.
Connecting the dots at how related everything is. So a lot of us might not be in the gyms right now due to forced closures, right? So it's we're not working out, and we're not putting as much physical stress on our bodies that we're used to. So we might be thinking that we're not then stressed. So the stress that we're dealing with right now is a completely different type of stress, but it shows up the exact same way in the body. It's stress around insecurities of the financial situation, insecurities about what we're going to do with these businesses. Just really this increased unknown is elevating all of our stress levels. So one thing that I would recommend for people is to pay respect to that, understand that that is the case for sure. So when you're putting together your home workouts right now and you're following other fitness professionals and following their workouts or whatever it might be, just be conscious of that you're dealing with a tricky situation right now where you have this elevated stress from these other situations. So going and doing like super intense, high intensity workouts right now at home, even if there's no, weights, it just might not be best for you, so just keep that and consider that and know that accessing the parasympathetic state is the rest and digest state. It is your ability to kind of bring some of those stress hormones down and kind of soothe yourself through different, maybe breath work, through an ice bath or whatever it might be, meditation, journaling, all of these things to calm you down is really what is needed right now. If you have some of those things in place, for sure, try to keep to as much of a normal routine as possible and get those workouts in and crush it. But now is the time to kind of maybe bring in some of these other healthy habits that you don't currently have in your routine and try to double down on creating those so those stick as we get out of this.
Are those some of the things that you guys are putting together in your online programming and online community for for the kind of the parasympathetic, for the de-stressing, for the mindfulness, the breath work? Is that kind of what you guys are doing now mostly?
Yeah, so we'll be launching that program on Monday, and that's going to be delivered through the Barcode Collective app. So we'll be kind of engaging with everybody through there. Again, it's going to be pretty much three workouts a week, kind of surrounding mobility, breath work, as well as trying to get people used to this idea of cold water. So it's going to be progressively getting a little longer cold showers, but again, trying to bring it to a little bit of a group setting, so what I would like to see out of this is, people actually taking their phones into the shower with them and sharing that experience, and like just making it fun.
For the last couple of years, these are water resistant. I take mine in the shower, listen to a couple podcasts, jam out, have a little shower dance party when no one's looking, of course. But
yeah, well, now we're gonna have you share a cold shower with the world, man. I'm gonna have to have you jump in on it.
Yeah, we'll take maybe it'll be a fundraiser event with the world's largest online collective shower. No video, of course. Might have to pay extra for that.
Get us in the Guinness Book of World Records one way or another, man.
Not a bad idea, man. Not a bad idea. I love that. Thank you guys for what you're doing for your own self. I think now more than ever, we hear the phrase, you got to take care of yourself before you can take care of anybody else. And look, now the playing field has been leveled. We're all dealing with the same situation, of course, to varying degrees, of course, but as a species, as a globe, we are all going through the same thing right now. So it is even more essential for us to do things like Jacob's talking about here, of really focus on what is going on. Look at all these stressors going on outside. Don't let that invade inside as much as possible. So maybe that high intensity workout, maybe trying to just do all the things isn't conducive to what your body, your mind, really your mental health needs right now. So great point, man. I want to ask you another question real quick about kind of just, nobody could really know what was going to happen. Nobody could really know like the extent to which, COVID-19 and a global pandemic, what it was going to do and for how long. But what you've seen so far, would you do anything differently? Like opening up another business, in-person experience, how would you kind of really make sure you started off even stronger, building a community so that when stressful times come and you don't know how long they're going to last, like you're maybe even more prepared? Not to say that you weren't, but just, hindsight being 2020 here, would you do anything differently?
Yeah, man, this time for sure is a time for reflection, right? So it's like, I'm trying not to dwell too much on going back and what it just not
coulda, woulda, shoulda, but forward. What's the lesson here? What could I do differently next time?
Yeah. So I think going in hard with the game plan to make sure that we are extending outside of our walls, first and foremost, is going to be crucial. So, being able to communicate more effectively on some of these virtual programs that we have going on. Another example is our gym. So our gyms, we've been heavily relying on memberships, in-person personal training and small group stuff. We've had this amazing virtual training program for years, for the past couple of years, but it was just never something that we really pushed. And had we would have a little bit of income coming in and a better, more efficient way to support our members. So just really considering that and making sure that we are truly trying to extend outside of our four walls is going to be very, very important.
Yeah, of course.
So it's just, yeah, I mean, and then just as a bigger picture, just trying to maybe create a business that is solely online through, I mean, just for me personally, e-commerce, you know, some of these lanes are thriving, you know, whether it is a product-based thing, there are some industries that are thriving. Because, you know, again, when these things close down with each one of these brick and mortar locations, our expenses don't stop. You know, we have over $50,000 of rents and mortgages that are due every single month, and those continue to go, and we have literally no relief from any of it, right? You know, so I think, you know, outside, you know, again, you know, as an entrepreneur, we can get on here and we can talk about business stuff, but the way that I look at business is just an extension of me. It is another version of me out there. So there are literally 8 Jacobs, you know, walking around right now, and each one has to be thought of as independently, you know what I mean? So it's like, I'm over here trying to figure out what to do at Pasadena because I got a conversation that I have to have with the landlord. I have crew members, you know, that are basically family, just like me personally. I have family that I'm responsible for. Each one of these locations has family that I'm responsible for, and each one needs the dedicated time and clarity on what to do or what not to do. So that's probably something that I'm personally struggling with the most, is how to tackle each one of those, you know, and how to come up with a game plan for each one of them, you know, because we can talk about the fit bars, and generally speaking, they are the same business, but each one is its own thing. Each one is going to need its own game plan to get out of this. Not to mention just the things that, you know, I personally have to do to cover my ass right now, you know, like I got personal rents to pay and personal things to pay. And it's like, where do you create the time and the headspace in order to even, you know, go at any of it? You know what I mean? It's crazy. And so I think just for me moving forward, what I would be doing differently, I would be making sure that I am remembering that there isn't something preventing another pandemic like this. You know what I mean? So if that means that I need to,
good point. Yeah.
If I need to go into the future consolidating, in order to be able to deal with some of these things or these changes, like now is the time to do it. You know, we're sitting in this portal right now, you know, kind of, we're not in the past and we're not in the future because we have no idea what to do yet.
We're in limbo for damn sure, man.
We're in limbo, and that's when opportunities to make change really present themselves. You know, reflection is so important. So that's something that I'm personally just battling with and trying to figure out what to do, is like getting clearer on my why, because times like this, that why's change. You know what I mean? Like you think that your why is to right. You know, so it's like you have to come out of this with new clarity. There's no reason why you shouldn't be questioning everything that you were doing previously. And then coming out of this with, you know, a better sense of clarity and making the adjustments that you need to, you know.
You've got to come through on the other side with having done some work. I mean, I think the biggest waste that I could think right now of people being at home or being distant from their community, their friends, their family, is not producing anything out of this. I'm not saying you need to launch a business, but having clarity, having a more solidified why, having having thought about your life before, like little small things that maybe you took for granted, and little things that you could have been doing more, you know, for your health, your wellness, your business, for your community. I'm with you, man. I'm with you. Where can everybody go kind of connect with you guys right now with some of the online programs you're offering? You guys definitely want to, his breathwork stuff is incredible. I've been through a few different sessions. What you guys are doing with Spacebar and FitBar, where can they go connect with you?
Yeah, we'd love to have you guys go check out all of it, man. On Instagram, Spacebar Wellness, all one word. FitBar Cafe, all one word. And then fitbarcafe.com, spacebarwellness.com. Me personally on Instagram, Cub_Saldaña. Reach out if there's anything that I can do to support you. I would love to do that. And just, interaction, engagement is so important for us all right now. You know, without having that touch, we have to really kind of, you know, have that touch virtually, you know, unfortunately right now, but this is what we can do, man.
Hey, maybe now's an opportunity to to pimp out your acai bowl recipe. The thing's valuable.
You're right, man. Did you throw the acai ebook coming out soon?
Maybe, man. Who knows? I mean, I got a Vitamix at home. I definitely would be the first one on that pre-order.
I might have to just swing on by downtown LA and drop you off a little care package, man.
Oh, that'd be dope, man. Actually, like I said, we're going to be coming back down closer to your area. So I'll hit you up ahead of time. And if the shop's open, have to roll through and pick up a bowl to go.
Yeah, dude, that'd be awesome, man. Would love to see you.
Appreciate you. All right, Jacob, thanks for your time, man. We're going to go ahead and wrap the interview here.